What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Struggling Day Trader channel. I am your host and resident day trader in the struggle, Hassan, and I'm here to go over my trades for the day. Second green day in a row. Super happy, super excited. No rule breaks today. Just a mistake on coin, which I'll go over in a moment. But man, Friday was a great day. Three trades, three hits. Closed Friday, $148 up. And man, it was a great weekend. It's a great weekend when you close the week on a green day. So definitely was thinking about everything over the weekend, contemplating, the week coming forward. I didn't break any rules on Friday, and I've come to the point where I realize that the rules are everything. I'm not gonna make it if I keep taking let me find out trades. Let's see what happened trades. You know what I mean? It's not going to work. The only way I'm going to win is if I follow the rules to the T. And for the second day in a row, I feel like I'm making some progress. So today I'm up 98.38 and took three trades. Let's check out coin. So coin, if you've been following me for a while, you know the way I enter trades is I take the break of the previous candle. So if I was going to enter this, my order would have been over the top of this candle, which was 258.19. So I would have put my order at 258.20, and it would have been right there waiting for this candle to break over that. And as you can see, that's not what's happening here. What happened was I was on the 1 minute chart. So I switched to the 1 minute to draw a level over this opening candle, this opening high volume candle. And I had probably done this on another chart and then switched to this chart without realizing that I was still on the 1 minute chart. And so I watched this pull back to VWAP and this narrow range inside candle, which I mean, it's not a hammer candle. You know what I mean? It's almost a tweezer setup, but yeah. So I mean, you could actually call this a rule break. What I'm looking for is a candle that looks like this at VWAP, and I'm looking for a narrow range candle. So I definitely could have stayed out of this trade, but in my defense, had I been on the 2 minute, there's no way I would have considered entering it, right? So my bad, my mistake. I lost a little over an R on it, which sucks, but it happens. We make mistakes. Just got to be more vigilant. Got to pay attention. But I was cool. I wasn't like trying to revenge and get my money back or anything, which was great because this thing did nothing the rest of the day that I could have traded anyway. But yeah, so coin accidentally entered on 1 minute. Even still, wait for better entry candle. So I can still learn from that I need to be more picky on the entry candle. Even on the 1 minute, that's not an ideal setup. I need to wait for something like that. So I guess we can call that a rule break. We'll go ahead and call that a rule break because we want to be super picky. We don't want to do those. We don't want to enter on those. I want to be super picky. I want the candle to have a long bottom and tail. I want it to look like that. All right, moving on. Let's check out TSM. Let's get back to the 2. All right, TSM. So actually, let's switch to the 1 so I can draw my HVS level. So I really like this level that gets created by the high volume, the opening candle, which is usually the highest volume candle of the day. And typically, if it's a red candle, if it opens up and trades down and you have a bottoming tail on the bottom, you can draw that level on the bottom. If it's the topping tails on the top, then I'm more inclined to draw it on the top. But really, the whole range acts as support and resistance. So you really could put a line on the top and the bottom, and play off of both of those. I definitely am not allowed to trade beneath the range. So if it's beneath this line, then I don't take entries. But sold off at the beginning of the day. Started working its way back up. I got a higher high here, higher low. Trades above and makes another higher high. A nice higher low here. Nice doji candle. Hold on, let's switch back to the 2. My bad. I'm only entering on the 2. I just switched to the 1 to draw those levels, and then I'm back to the 2. So yeah, we got a high here, higher low, higher high here, higher low here to VWAP. This is exactly what I want to see right here. This is exactly what I want to see. Longer bottoming tail, narrow range relatively to these other candles. What do? I place my buy order over the top of this candle, and if this candle breaks over, then I'm triggered into the trade, and I put my stop underneath this candle, right? So this was a 50-cent stop, so I got 50 shares, which is my $25 risk, and it came very close to my take profit order. I would have been looking for $1, so I was looking for 145.48. It traded up to 145.34 and then pulled back, which I was kind of worried because the opening high of day was 145.35, and this went to 145.34. So I'm worried if this is going to be a double top and it's just finished for the day and going to trade down. But came back down to VWAP. This got scary for sure, but it got bought right back up, and then it threw an inside candle with I also had a bottoming tail and stayed above this support line. So I added another 25 shares, and it worked out great. I ended up raising my take profit, and I just wish I would have taken it all out up here. I always, when I split my take profit, it just bothers me when it stops out, you know. Of course, if the second leg would have traded up, I would have felt great about the trade. But to think I could have taken it all out right there, you know, that would have been cool. Regardless, great trade. This might have been 4R right here. Yeah, I definitely should have taken it all out. 4R is like, I don't care about making more than 4R. But anyway, almost 3R. It was 61. I ended up losing a little bit on this second stop. I lost like $2 on this slippage. But anyway, a great trade, great take profit. I let the last leg ride to break even, stopped out right there. No big deal. I did, though, take a second trade on this, and this was towards the end of the day. I just like this bounce here, and then this little baby pullback and a baby narrow range candle. I almost got to 2R. It literally was 6 cents away from my take profit. And my only regret is that I didn't raise my stop up underneath this candle right here. But I was trying to be patient and let it do what it was going to do. But yeah, it was finished. So I am happy that I dragged my stop up to break even. It was a good day. I didn't want to lose any more profits. It felt worth the risk right here, but after it bumped its head right there, I didn't want to let it stop me out, which it would have. So feel good about that management. What do we have to say about TSM? I think it was great. First entry was beautiful, right? That's my setup. Over VWAP. Higher high, higher low, over VWAP, 2 levels of support, and take the break. Traded up, made another higher high, higher low. I added and made another run up, took profit. Great trade. No complaints about that at all. You know, as far as taking some and leaving some, you know, you win some, you lose some. I'm glad that as long as I got 2R out of it. If I would have gotten less than 2R, like if I would have sold half and would have had less than 2R, then I definitely would have been upset. But I got my 2R, a little over 2R, and stopped out the rest at break even. Can't be mad at that, you know. Second entry, I could have found some reasons to not take that. The bounce, this wide range bar slamming down the VWAP like that, it's not ideal. I like a nice gradual pullback. Um, but the candle was so narrow. The entry candle was so narrow. I felt like I could snatch up a quick 2R out of it. Before, because I my take profit was beneath this level. So, and I was 6 pennies away. So it almost worked. And I managed it out great, so I didn't lose any more money on it. But hindsight, I could definitely wait for a better setup or not take this. This is not a grade A setup. This is like a grade C. This one was grade A though. Maybe B because it's on the bottom side of the opening range. So I'll give it a B. Yeah. We'll say could have waited for cleaner setup. All right, so Tesla. Tesla was well above the opening range, so it looked very strong. Traded up nicely, made a nice high and a nice gradual pullback to VWAP. Threw me a nice hammer candle. I didn't like the fact that it closed beneath VWAP. That's the one reason I could have had to not take the trade. The fact that it closed beneath VWAP. But SPY was trading up. Tesla was way up, well above the opening range. So it had enough momentum to make me feel. And this was pretty much its first pullback to VWAP since, almost the open. So I felt good about it. My entry was above VWAP, so it definitely had to trade back above VWAP in order to tag me in. And my stop was well below VWAP, which was nice as well. I did start sweating a little bit when it made this pullback, but I really wanted to add right here, but I just didn't have any room to move my stop up if I added. Like, my stop was right here, and it was tight. Like, there was no room in it. So if I added, I would have had to make my stop really tight, and I would have gotten stopped out right here for sure. So I was definitely did good being patient. This actually really scared me right here because I was actually late updating my stop loss when this was coming down here because it would have stopped me out for sure. I ended up risking slightly more than 1R on here. Probably dipped down to negative 30 on this dip. But so yeah, the ad didn't work out great at first. But I did move my stop right up underneath this candle, and I just, accepted the fact, like, it's like a second trade. So risking a little bit more on that. Not too upset about it, but it worked out. It worked out, took profit, almost 3R on that thing. And man, I held this last leg, and I had it at break even, which unfortunately was kind of high. I slipped a lot on this. My entry on this was 57, and it slipped me all the way up to 80. So had my entry been actually at 57, 58, I would have been able to keep my stop a little bit lower at break even, and I would have survived because it only stopped me out by 4 cents, and my target was $2 over this. So it went well past that. So that would have been a nice 4R trade. Actually, it would have been almost 5R had that thing worked out. But, coulda, shoulda, woulda. It's in the past. It wasn't meant for me. It wasn't meant to be. So I got what I got. I'm grateful for that. I think the Tesla entry was pretty good. I would say a grade B. Just because it closed below VWAP. And, this was kind of sketch, this test of VWAP here, and then it kind of made a lower low, which Ben pointed out. But if you look at the 5 when it's doing that, it's kind of perspective. Is it actually a lower low, or is this just part of the pullback? Which I felt like it was just part of the pullback. Yeah, but it turned out to be a great trade. Great trade. Could have been a rock star trade, but I'm good with the great trade. I'm glad I took profits, and it worked out. It worked out great. Um, Good job. Good job. But yeah, this is my second green day in a row. Second day being really dialed in on the rules. Still trying to be more picky. More picky. So even though I entered coin accidentally on the 1 minute, excuse me. Even if I thought this was the 2 minute, this is still not really ideal setup, right? This is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a narrow range hammer bar, something like this, right? So we'll go ahead and chalk that up to it being a rule break, because if I was on my game, I would have just left that alone. Just left that alone. That was a little FOMO entry right there. So still working, still struggling, of course, but making progress, making good progress. And yeah, I'm excited about tomorrow as usual. I love this job. When the weekend is ending, it's never really like sad, because I'm excited to come in here on Monday mornings and see what I can make of the market. But I'm not gonna make the video too long. It's not really too much to go over. Just more data to reinforce that the rules are great. I'm really happy with my system. I just need to stick to it and be more picky. Keep, just kind of chiseling away at perfection, at perfectly following the rules. I do enjoy that when I see trades that I normally would have taken, those let me see what happened trades, and I see them fail. I feel really good. Like, hey, you would have normally taken that, and look what happened. So definitely making progress. Had a lot of fun on the live stream today, man. I appreciate everybody that stopped by. We had some great conversations. I'm really enjoying this process, man. I'm on the road to 50 subscribers. If you made it this far, please like the video, throw me a subscribe. I'm trading every market open. I start streaming around 9:20 market time, and it's a good time in there. I'm showing everything. I'm showing my entries. I'm showing my wins and losses. So it's a cool experience. Love to see you guys in there. Till tomorrow morning. Peace.